Hello traders and welcome to the Friday Wrap-Up. Yes, the Friday Wrap-Up. This is where we go over about 16 daily charts. We take a look at some price action. And today is February 19th, 2016, which is Friday, the end of our trading week. However, traders, I have to tell you, I am in Thailand, so it's actually February 20th for me. But it's all good. It's warm, it's hot, it's sunny, it's beautiful outside. Can't wait to get done, and I can head to the gazebo at the beach and get some lunch. Traders is brought to you by FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, if you would please let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I'm your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. Also, the Friday Wrap-Up, which is done every single, usually Friday night or Saturday if you're in the United States. I usually do it on a Saturday morning just because it's more convenient for me, and I don't have to be up at 4 in the morning to do it after the Friday close. So this is the Friday Wrap-Up, and we're going to review, I'd say at least 16 daily charts. And the purpose of it is, of course, we're looking at price action. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, so I started trading in the year 2006, 2008. I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. 9 days later, traders, I came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. Well, I have to tell you, I'm in my 8th year and I'm still living in Thailand. Absolutely loving it. And really enjoy the Asian people, the food, and just the culture, and the climate is absolutely awesome. Well, basically the same as Florida. Hot and humid on some days, but it's not as humid, and we don't have hurricanes. Thank you. So that's a good thing. Well, let's talk about the way I trade. I listen to fundamentals every day, and I listen to fundamentals throughout the whole day. And, you know, I just want to know what's going on around the world, and I want to know what's going on in the markets. And, you know, I think today you have to have a little bit of both in your toolbox. You know, I'm a technician, though. I love trading charts. I love trading price action and price structure and support and resistance and, you know, candlestick patterns. And I do use indicators there. If I'm trading Forex, I use harmonics. And if I'm trading options, I trade using Ikimoku. So, depending on what I'm trading, and I use 3 EMAs on my charts, which is a 200 exponential moving average, a 55 moving average, and a 10 moving average. And that's it. That's all I use. So, you know, we talk about fundamentals. Well, we get fundamentals most days, and I don't trade the numbers. In other words, I'm not going to react when a number comes out and I get a big red candle. I usually wait about 40 minutes later and wait for everything to settle down and see if it's within the trend and it's going in my direction and I feel we have a safe entry. That's the way I trade the news. So I don't trade the actual data. I know people that do, and they make great pips doing it. But I'm just not good at it, so I just don't do it. All right, let's get the legal stuff out of the way. Keep the lawyers happy. This is our risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Most importantly, traders, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's talk about commentary. I thought last week was a good week, even though it was a shortened week, as we had President's Day last Monday. Hopefully next week everybody will be back, and we'll be back up to full steam ahead. Some good price action, some good trades, yes, through the week. Be careful with the yens. You know, if I had to say the biggest thing to be careful with is what is the yens doing, right? You know, I think that the BOJ is going to make a statement and is definitely going to take some action at some point and intervene because the yen is so strong. And you'll see that in the charts when we get to them. The other thing I wanted to say was, you know, you have to trade what's in front of you, and that's hard to do sometimes. You know, for a scalper, that's easy for them because their brain is set for that. They trade down to the 1 hour chart, and then they trade a 5-minute chart and they scalp. But they're made to do that. Whereas I'm a trader that likes to be in a trade about 2 hours, and I like to get out. I want to grab my 30 pips, 25 pips, and get out. However, these days, I'm noticing that trades that work, you have to hold on to, like, well, for me, it's overnight, which means it has to go through the New York afternoon session, Wall Street in the afternoon. I mean, that's when it all happens, right? That's when, the tires on the 747 hit the pavement, is it in the end of the New York session. London's already closed, New York's in control, and that's when it all happens. So we have to be aware of that and keep that in mind as we go through our trading. All right, let's get to the charts. I'm already 6 minutes, 5.5 minutes into this, and we've got a lot of charts to look at. We're going to try to get this done on time today. I don't want to be keeping you too long. So let's go and take a look at the euro dollar. Folks, I do not know why the euro is strong. I have to be honest with you. There's no good news coming out of the euro. There's no good numbers coming out of the euro. There's nothing good coming out of the eurozone. In fact, Germany put out bad numbers last week. So I have no idea why the euro is strong. I do expect a reversal here. I expect the dollar to get strong again. And, they had good numbers, the U.S., yesterday. And, now they're saying that this March Fed hike is possibly back on the table. Well, this is the pundits out there, the gurus, the media that's saying this sort of thing and really has no idea. I haven't heard from, Dudley, who's the Fed governor from New York, or ECB President Yellen, that we have, that we're on track for anything. I heard somebody talk about that they're going to go back to negative interest rates. So I don't really believe what I'm seeing. If it happens, it happens, but I don't believe it. And you know what they say, sell the woman and buy the truth. buy what they say, right? But if you look at this chart spatially, you can see it's in a downtrend. Yes, we had an up move, but it did take out the high to the left of the chart. So we're still in a downtrend. We're still in a downtrend. This is stuck now for 2 days on the 200 exponential moving average. And we'll see what happens here. It's a good chance it could go sideways, but we have full markets this week, and I think we're going to be all right with that. Let's take a look at its counterpart, and that's the dollar Swiss. The Swissy's been really strong. And look at this waterfall. It had really nice. But look at the respect it had to the 200 exponential moving average. So if the euro is bullish, the dollar Swiss is going to be bearish, and vice versa. Okay? Now, we understand Swissy has its own issues. However, I just want to sell this. Okay, my theory is that this is still a bearish chart, and we're going to sell this. I want to take this to the downside, and it's already done its work for us. Friday ended with a red candle. I would fib that last bunch of red candles and see where we are at the swing, and we're probably at the 50% or 38.2% fib. And this is probably going to head back to the downside. So, again, it doesn't make a difference with time frame. We're looking at price action. And the price action here has worked very well. It made its move. It's come back up. I guarantee it's a fib level. Look left of the chart and look at the price action. Look left of the chart, look at the price action, and look at where price closed. Absolutely, where prices reacted to this number before at this 9,900 area, right? So 9,900 we know is a dangerous area. We're dealing with the dollar Swiss. But it's definitely made its point and stopped it. Take a look at the pound. The pound is just falling off the waterfall. It's just dropping like a rock. I wouldn't sell this now. The selling you should have done on Monday or Tuesday. The selling is not come next Asia session, right? The pound is, dumped, right? So if you look at price action, how are you going to trade this? Well, I want a pullback somewhere. And the first thing I do is fib this last swing all the way up near the 200 exponential moving average and fib it and see where our numbers are at. But I would want to see this come back and give us some room because we're selling right into support. Now, I understand it's a daily chart, and if this comes back down to that blue big wick candle there, it's a daily chart, and that's at 1405. 4048, 4050 maybe, and we're currently at 4358. So it's 100 pips down to support. So it's not a bad idea, but I don't trade the daily chart, and I don't think most traders trade the daily chart. And not that I wouldn't like to trade a daily chart. I'd love to come to my charts once a day and see what's going on, and then move on, right? Go out and do what I want to do. Unfortunately, I don't have the capital to trade a daily chart. You need a lot of capital. You got to be able to put 300 pip stop, 400 pip stop on your trade, and be able to afford that, right? Well, I'm not in that boat yet. I got ways to go before that happens, right? So we want to sell the pound, but we're looking for a pullback, right? That's what my point is. That's the price action we're seeing on this daily. It's bearish. This chart is bearish. We want to sell the pound. Dollar yen. What are you going to do with this dollar yen? Yeah, interesting chart. I think it's a very interesting chart. Very interesting chart. Yeah, let it come back up. I'd fib that long thing and that long waterfall and fib it. Right? I'm sure. I'm not going to sell it here. Right? We see it's bearish. We know it's bearish. But I do think that the BOJ is going to interact and they're going to do something and it's going to fly back up to the upside. And we're just going to be in a bunch of stink again, right? Okay? Now let's look at the dollar CAD, all about oil. Really hard to trade the dollar CAD, folks. I mean, unless you're really an oil trader and you're trading oil on a regular basis, you know, this dollar CAD is really reacting to oil, and oil's, you know, well within about $1.50. It hasn't made any huge moves, hasn't done anything huge to warrant anything, okay? So we really don't want to do anything as far as what we're going to do with this dollar CAD. I'm pretty much staying clear of it, you know, and we'll see what happens with the oil thing. I think it was Iran said that they were going to cap everything and they weren't going to produce anymore. They weren't going to take any more oil out of the ground. So, you know, is it true? Is it not true? Who knows? You know, and of course they want everybody else to follow along, you know, to bring the price of oil up. You know, it's all about supply and demand. And, you know, so this dollar CAD is bullish, right? It's bullish. This chart is bullish. And this hasn't taken out any significant lows. And, you know, fib this, I would fib this current swing with the red candle at the top of the chart with that spike, right? I fib it all the way to the red candle with the spike at the low, and right, and see where we're at number-wise. So we're not even at the 23.6 fib yet, folks. So I'm not jumping on this bandwagon as of yet. But if I was, I would have to say I would be wanting to buy the CAD, because I think oil is not going to go much lower. I think it's got the opportunity to go lower, but I don't think it's going to go much lower. I think we still got a battle here. I think we got several months of a battle with the oil thing, so we're not there yet. All right, here's the Aussie dollar, good old Aussie dollar. This is a bearish pair, folks. It's been for a long time. What a nasty, ugly-looking daily chart, isn't it? Look at these, all these indecision candles we have here. How are you going to trade this? Well, you got to be careful, right? It's a commodities pair. What does that mean? That means that anything that comes out news-wise, it's going to react to. This is a major commodity pair. The Aussie reacts to everything. So does the, you know, the New Zealand dollar. You know, so does the dollar CAD. You know, they're commodity pairs. And when a country comes out with a bad number or something like that, it affects these three currency pairs. We have to go back and you have to look at this and see what's going on. Okay? And I usually look at the Aussie yen and see what's going on there. So, you know, if you look at what prices, you know, the chart is bearish, and all I'm looking to do in the lower time frames is I'm looking to sell this, right? I'm looking to sell the Aussie dollar. I'm not looking to buy it. So my bias is I want to sell this. Look at that 200 exponential EMA, almost pointed straight down to the downside. All right, euro pound. I put this up here because I thought it was pretty funny this week, and it is. In the last 2 weeks, you know, the euro's been strong and the pound's been weak, and look at what we have. A ranging price action at the top of the chart of resistance, right? We would expect that. That's normal. We want to see that. Why? Because they're both weak. It's weak against weak, so you're going to get it in a ranging area. I don't think the euro is strong, folks. I think this is just a temporary 2-week euro boost, and it's going to dump like a rock again. I don't think the euro has got any. I don't think it's, you know, I just don't think it's strong. I don't think the pound is strong. So we have weak against weak, and what do we end up with? A range, right? Same with the euro Aussie. Here's a point made. The Aussie is stronger against the euro, right? So you'd want to sell this, right? the euro is on the left, so that's the dominant. That's what you're trading, right? So you'd want to sell this, and you'd want to be buying. You're basically buying. You're saying that the Aussie is stronger, and that's exactly what's happening here. However, it's now come up against some pretty decent support, and we'll see how it goes in the week ahead. But the Aussie is bearish, bearish, bearish. This is the Euro Swiss, but we're going to skip that. Here's the Euro Yen. Take a look at this Euro Yen. Is this amazing how this Euro Yen just dumped the other day? I know people that really made a real lot of pips on this Euro Yen. It just, the Yen is strong, the Euro is weak, and the Yen is strong, and it's just dumped. I know people that did baskets, like 7 Yen pairs, and they were up like over 100 pips, some of them over 300 pips on a basket of I'm talking about one pair up over 250 to 300 pips. Just something to keep in mind when we look at the Yens, right? Here's the pound Swissy. We would expect the Swissy to be strong, and it is. The pound is weak, and the Swissy is much stronger than the pound. This is a bearish chart, so my bias going into next week would be I'd want to be selling this pair, right? I would want to be selling this. However, we need to see some sort of price action here. It's sort of like in a sideways action here. And, even if this was a 15-minute chart, I want to see a breakout. I want to see some price action. I'd fib that, by the way, and then I'd see where I get my pullback and then get into this, depending on the time frame that you use. But if we want to do something with this, I wouldn't just jump into this. But it's bearish. We want to get in it and sell it. Look at this pound yen. What a beautiful chart. This is absolutely gorgeous. This is a trader's dream right here. Just sank down, fibbed, and then just sank down again, and it's continuing. Now we're just waiting for the pullback, right? If you saw this on a 15-minute or a 30-minute or an hourly chart, you're going to do the same thing, right? It's come down, it's fibbed, it's come back down again, it's taken out the lows, so we're looking for a pullback to the next direction, to the upside, okay? All right. This is the Aussie Swissy, Aussie Swiss, and again, the Aussie is stronger than the Swiss, and you can see that, we just want to buy the Aussie, right? And we do not want to buy the Swiss. Okay, here's an Aussie Yen again. This is a Yen pair. Here we go. Down she goes. And this is what the Yens are doing. But I'm kind of really concerned what's going to happen in the next week or so. I think the BOJ is going to hit us, and they never tell you anything, right? So it's going to be interesting to watch. Be careful if you get in these Yen trades. I wouldn't be buying the Yen yet. If you're buying the Yen, you're late. You're like 7 days late, 8 days late to buy the Yen. You should have did it 8 days ago. And you probably wouldn't be watching this video if you did, because you'd be jumping in pips and celebrating. So this is a New Zealand yen, of course, showing you the same thing, that the yen is strong and the Kiwi is weak. It has been weak for 2 years. I've been bearish on the Kiwi. Sorry, but that's the way it is. And to prove my point, let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar. And here you go. Yes, it had an up move, but it couldn't break the 200 exponential moving average on a daily chart. This is bearish. Bearish, bearish, bearish. What we want to do is sell this. Okay? What we want to do is sell this. And like I said, I've been this way for a long time on the New Zealand dollar. I had to bring it up. Yes, this is gold. This is gold, my friends, and it's currently at 1229.10. This is so overpriced, it's absolutely ridiculous. This belongs down at $900 an ounce, not at $1,200 an ounce. Okay? This is just way overpriced. We're at resistance on a daily chart. I'd be looking for this to come down. People are saying it's going to go up. I don't trade gold. I don't trade oil anymore. I used to trade crude, New York crude, years ago. The only reason I stopped trading is because I had to get up at 2 in the morning, Thailand time, to trade it, and it was just too crazy. So I don't trade New York crude. So the other thing is, when you see oil and gold going in the same direction, that's not a good indicator. That is not a good indicator if you see both of them in the same direction. Okay? All right. Folks, we made it right on the button. 20 minutes. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL, Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you for joining me on your weekend to see the Friday wrap-up. And remember, this is done every week after the New York close on a Friday. Traders, please join me all during the week for the market opening preview, which is done every single day and is uploaded onto this YouTube site before the London Open. 99% of the time I record it during the Asia session. Traders, have a great trading day, enjoy your weekend, and we'll catch you next time. Take care now. Bye-bye.